Unfurl your maps, we're gonna talk geography. Hollywood, it's so glamorous. But it didn't start out that way. Back in 1850, when California became one of the United States, Los Angeles was cowpoke country. So, how did it get its name? What was Los Angeles' original name? In 1781, Spanish settlers founded the Village of the Queen of the Angels. Today, Los Angeles is no village. It's the second most populated city in the United States. But what was Los Angeles' population in 1850? 1,500 and surrounded by cattle ranches. Forget Queen of the Angels. Locals called it Queen of the Cow Counties. Now, take a look at this picture of Hollywood from 1907. It shows the intersection of Hollywood Boulevard and Highland Avenue. What famous Hollywood event takes place there every February or March? The Academy Awards. But when the picture was taken, Hollywood was just a small town with a dream, 10 miles east of LA. It had one hotel, a post office, and 2 stores. But by 1929, Hollywood had grown, and the motion picture industry was flourishing. That year, the first Academy Awards were held at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. It was co-hosted by swashbuckling Douglas Fairbanks, who had helped finance the hotel's construction. 250 guests attended, and the silent movie Wings, starring Clara Bow, won Best Picture. Now let's hop in the convertible and head down the coast. Did you know that California's name is more or less a geographical error? How did California get its name? From the book The Exploits of Esplandian, published in Spain in 1510, it tells of a mythical island called California, ruled by a queen and overflowing with gold. When conquistador Hernan Cortez explored the Baja Peninsula in 1536, he thought it was an island and named the area California. Most places get their names from people who lived there or took over. Here's an example. What large country's name comes from the native word for village? The natives who named it were the Huron, and they called it Kanata, Canada. It's the world's second largest country by area, but ranks just 35th in population. Okay, now here's a country that could really use some more land. What country gets 15% of its land by pushing back the ocean? The Netherlands. 15% of the country used to be underwater, but has been claimed through seawalls and dredging. In fact, the word Netherlands actually means lowlands. Let's hang out in Northern Europe a moment longer. What nation has the world's oldest democracy? Hint, it's an island, and it doesn't sound like a very warm place to go and vote. Iceland. Its democracy began about 1,000 years ago, when people in the sparsely populated country began hiking to the national parliament to establish laws and have court trials. Any way you slice it, that's government by the people. But speaking of islands, what is the world's biggest island? Hey, Australia doesn't count. The answer is Greenland. Besides being the world's biggest island, it's also the least densely populated country, with just 56,000 people spread out over 836,000 square miles. That's 15 square miles per person, which is the same as 9,600 acres, or 418 million square feet. Compare that with Japan, also an island nation, which has just 3/4 of an acre per person. But hey, that's nothing. On average, how many square feet of space are there per person in Tokyo, Japan? Tokyo is one of the most densely populated places in the world. If the city were divided equally among its 13 million citizens, each person would get just 1,800 square feet. But if you exclude sidewalks, streets, parks, government buildings, offices, stores, and all the other places that people can't live, the real answer might be closer to 500 square feet. So what's the secret to this kind of density? Skyscrapers. The best way to overcome a scarcity of land is to build up. Tokyo has nearly 300 skyscrapers over 30 stories tall. Whoa, just look at all that room.